Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you guys to the conversation, and today we got a brand new episode for you guys, and it's going to be focused on these new playoffs that we're finally going to get, the 2020 playoffs. And the question is, or really the topic is, why the Clippers will smash the Lakers in the playoffs this season. Now, before you guys go crazy and start going off of me in the comment section below, before you start typing all of that, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button. We're trying to get as many likes as possible on this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so when we drop some content, you guys don't miss it and you guys aren't out there commenting on old videos. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. So I was thinking about it, and you guys know we do have the playoffs coming up, and there's a good chance that the Lakers and the Clippers may meet in the Western Conference finals this season to finally settle the debate for who is the best team in LA. And I don't remember any time in the past that I've ever seen the Lakers and Clippers actually have a real rivalry. The last time we saw something similar to that was when Kobe Bryant was around playing with the Lakers, I think in the 2012-2013 season. But at that time, he was playing with some players that were pretty old. Steve Nash, Paul Gasol at the time. Dwight Howard had some back injuries. And the Clippers were up and coming. They were leading. They had Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul, and these guys. But they never were ever really able to even make it to the championship round. So I didn't really consider that to be a true rivalry, and I don't think they ever met in the playoffs. But in this particular situation, these two teams have a real legitimate opportunity to go against each other in these playoffs and finally settle the debate. It's either going to shut a lot of people up or it's going to make a lot of people louder. For me, I've maintained for the entire season that I think that if the Clippers and the Lakers were to meet each other in the NBA playoffs, I always picked the Clippers to beat the Lakers. I've said that since the beginning of the season, and I'm not going to jump ship right now. Now, unlike Skip Bayless, who I've heard him say that he picks the Clippers, then towards the last one when they played against the Clippers and the Lakers played, he now started to modify his position and say that he thinks the Lakers have the advantage. But now with the lockdown and things beginning to calm down again, I recently heard him saying that he's going to pick the Clippers to beat the Lakers when they meet in the NBA playoffs. So for me, I've remained consistent. I always thought that the Clippers will beat the Lakers if they met in the playoffs, and I'm not about to change my tune anytime soon. Now, the Clippers and the Lakers have met each other 3 times already during the regular season. Now, given the fact that there are only going to be 8 games remaining this season, the Clippers and the Lakers were actually slated to play each other one more time because you guys know conference teams that are in the same conference play each other 4 times in the season, and teams that are in opposite conferences play each other twice in the regular season. So they had played each other 3 times, and the last time we had any real basketball games, they had just recently played each other, and the Lakers ended up coming away with the win. But overall, in the 3 meetings that they've had, the Clippers have beaten them 2 out of the last 3. Now, what's pretty interesting about the 2 wins that the Clippers had was that on opening night when they first played, Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers beat the Lakers without Paul George. And in the second meeting, they beat them with Paul George. But in the third meeting, the Lakers beat them. So I don't know if that says anything about, if that really says anything about those matchups. But Kawhi Leonard, has had the upper hand on the Lakers at least this season. Now, for me to say that I think they're going to smash them in the playoffs, I'm sure that's going to rub a lot of you guys the wrong way. So I'm just going to back up my argument with a few points that I want to make. First of all, we did a video not too long ago where we spoke about the reason why I think the Clippers would be able to handle Anthony Davis in the playoffs if they were to meet. So you guys can go ahead and check that video. We're going to link that in the description below so you guys can check that out. But in this case, some of the reasons why I think that the Clippers are going to have a decisive advantage over the Lakers is, first of all, I think is with the physicality that they're going to play with. I think the Clippers have a team of very aggressive, dogged players, okay, with Marcus Morris, Patrick Beverley, Kawhi Leonard, Lou Williams, these are Montrezl Harrell. these are pretty gritty players. Now, if you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, I think what they have are a bunch of finesse bigs. They are a bigger team, but they have a lot of finesse bigs. Anthony Davis is a finesse big. He doesn't really play much in the post. He doesn't like to bang a lot in the post. If you look at Anthony Davis and you compare him to Giannis Antetokounmpo, they're essentially the same size, same height and everything. Although Anthony Davis is a little bit heavier than Giannis Antetokounmpo, but no one here is going to even dispute the fact that Giannis is a much more physically imposing presence on the basketball court. He plays with a lot more physicality. He likes to play through contact, and in a lot of cases, he seeks for the contact, and he sort of feeds off of that in his game. So a lot of he plays what we like to call bully ball, and that's something that Giannis Antetokounmpo loves to do. And one can only imagine if a player, for example, like Joel Embiid had that same type of disposition about playing basketball, just how unstoppable he would be. So I think that the fact that the Clippers are a much more physical team, I think may come back to really play a big role in them winning. Another thing I'm looking at is a lack of playoff experience. Now, some of you guys may say, well, the Clippers only have really one true NBA champion in Kawhi Leonard, and the same could be said for the Lakers and LeBron James, who's really the most decorated player that they have. But then they also have players like Rajon Rondo, but Rajon Rondo is not necessarily playing a lot of minutes. But you then have to go down and look at the coaching. Frank Vogel has never won an NBA championship as a head coach, but Doc Rivers has won an NBA championship as a head coach. And for me, I think that's going to play a significant role. Another reason is the Clippers have more ball handlers. If you look at the Lakers, their only real ball handler is LeBron James. That's the reason why a lot of the times when he goes out of the game, the offense begins to stagnate. He's their best ball handler, and he's the point guard. Some people may say they have Rajon Rondo, but it's not a guarantee that Rajon Rondo is going to be the backup point guard in the playoffs. So LeBron James is their ultimate ball handler. But if you look at the Clippers, they have more ball handlers in Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Patrick Beverley, and Lou Williams. Now, it's fair to say that Lou Williams does make some ill-advised passes. I've seen him screw up a lot of games for the Clippers. It's a lot of close games. He has these ill-advised turnovers, which I don't like. But when you have a person like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and Patrick Beverley, who seems to make a lot of sound decisions with the basketball, I think the Clippers have a decisive advantage when it comes to that. And when LeBron James goes out of the game, the Clippers are still going to have a lot of ball handlers. Anthony Davis, although he's a more talented player than Paul George, but he's not a ball handler. He's a power forward, and you're not going to see him initiating the offense or bringing the ball up the court a lot of the times. And ultimately, I think another reason why the Clippers are just going to be able to just get the most, just going to be able to manhandle these dudes in the playoffs, I just think they're hungrier. And I think the heartbeat of the Clippers and Patrick Beverley, who is the most probably, mentally aggressive player on their team as far as, outwardly seeing it and him exhibiting that on the court, I think that's just something that's just going to really, affect all of his players in a positive way, all of his teammates in a positive way, and make them really raise their competitive fervor, especially when they're going against the Lakers, because we all know for whatever reason, the Clippers really seem to get up and play extra hard when they're going against the Lakers. And I think it's going to be no different this time when they face them in the NBA playoffs. And I just think that they're going to be able to beat them. Honestly, I think if they play the Lakers, I think they're going to be able to beat them in 6 games. I don't think it's going to go to a game 7. A lot of people think that. A lot of people think it's going to go to a game 7 and come down to the last possession on the court. I don't think so. I think that the Clippers have more closers on their team, and Lou Williams and Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is a proven closer. So even if some of you guys say Paul George has shown in the past that he doesn't come out and really deliver in high moments, but Kawhi Leonard, when you have Kawhi Leonard on the court, you don't need Paul George to do that. If you look at Paul George's productivity in playoffs last season, the dude played 40 minutes a game last season. 40 minutes a game. He averaged 28.6 points a game last season. He shot 44% from the field, 32% from the three-point line, 82% from the free throw line, and he got you 1.4 steals a game and 8.6 rebounds and 3.6 assists. So Paul George has the ability to put up some really gaudy numbers. But if you look at, LeBron James, he can obviously go out there and get you 27, 10, and 8 points a game. And we all pretty much know what we're going to get out of LeBron James in the playoffs. Anthony Davis, on the other hand, does not have a lot of playoff experience. And this is what I was going back to. Paul George has played a numerous amount of playoffs games, whereas Anthony Davis has only been in the playoffs 2 times. Think about that. Only 2 times, but he's been in the league for 7 years. So he doesn't have a lot of playoff experience. And the last time we saw him in the playoffs in the 2017-2018 season, he averaged, he played 40 minutes a game, 30 points a game, shot 52% from the field and 83% from the free throw line, got you 13.7 rebounds and 2 steals a game and 2.2 blocks. So he put up some beast mode numbers, but he doesn't have a lot of playoff experience. And I think that that's something that's going to really we're going to see if that's going to have an effect on him. And that's the reason why Skip Bayless says, is Anthony Davis, is that going to be the person that you're going to be trusting in the playoffs to deliver in high leverage moments? I don't think so, but Anthony Davis doesn't have that playoff experience. Now, Paul George may not be an NBA champion, but he's been in the playoffs and he's played a lot of playoff games. So he does have that playoff experience. And I think in a lot of cases, LeBron James is going to have to be the one to sort of carry that team along, which is going to put even more of a burden on the guy because the guy's already 35 years old. So for him to have so much of a responsibility on him in the playoffs, I think all of that may take a toll on him throughout the rounds. But we have to wait and see what how all of that plays out. So in my opinion, I think that the Clippers have a decisive advantage over the Lakers if they were to meet in the NBA playoffs, and I think they will beat them in 6 games. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you agree with me that you think the Clippers are going to be able to beat the Lakers decisively? Or do you think I'm completely wrong and you think the Lakers got this and the Lakers are going to beat them? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace.